Hello YouTube, and thanks for checking out my latest video here on my channel. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. My name is Bam, and the content that I produce, I'm hoping that they would be content that's encouraging, uplifting, and inspiring for you guys to be able to live, happier, more fulfilled lives. So if this is something that you'd like to be consuming and watching, then please do subscribe to the channel. Today, first of all, I wanted to say I'm very grateful that I'm keeping my commitment to post videos here on YouTube. It's been my biggest struggle. Like, I'm pretty active on other social media, but I've always found just speaking in front of a camera like this very difficult, especially without an audience. So this is something that I'm working on every single day so that I get more used to it and I become a little bit more spontaneous. That's the hope that I'm doing. What's helping me out here is also watching a lot of content creators do their interviews and create content, and seeing like how they interact with the people that they're interviewing and how they speak directly to the camera. So this is just a quick encouragement for you guys who want to be creating content to just do it, and then don't overanalyze like I did. It's gonna take you longer, but we all have this learning curve, and it's definitely gonna take time. But as long as you're out there taking action, then it's important for you to just do it. So today, I wanted to share about a post that I read on Facebook, and it was a post that my friend shared, and I thought it was very interesting, and I thought it was also very, very encouraging in terms of the content. And I thought I'd read it to you guys first, and then I'll give my sort of like my 2 cents on this in the hopes that it'll encourage you. It was, forgive your old self for making bad choices in the past. Maybe I'll edit this and I'll start with this. Forgive your old self for making bad choices in the past, for not knowing better. A lot of us are living with the guilt and the shame and the heaviness of the past, and we're wondering why we're not able to experience a fulfilled, abundant, happy life today. And a lot of us, it's like a blind side. We're not even aware that we've been carrying hurts, pains, trauma from the past, and it's keeping us stuck. It's keeping us weighed down. So I'd like you to imagine just for a moment that you're carrying like a backpack, and that backpack is just filled with rocks and bricks and heavy stones, right? And you're going through your life carrying this backpack, and it's really, really heavy. But so many of us are actually doing this in our lives, like literally every single day, in terms of what? The heaviness of the baggages from past hurts, past regrets, past mistakes. So we always share in the programs that we do, if you had, the choices or decisions that you did in the past were based on the knowledge, resources, and experience that you had at the time. If you had known any better, then most probably you would have made different choices. And the fact that you didn't, that you ended up hurting yourself and hurting other people, just goes to show that was the best that you could have done at the time. Otherwise, it would have been different. But just to have an understanding that you are a different person from who you were before, for me, it gives room for a little compassion for yourself. It gives room for a little kindness for yourself. But it's also an awesome opportunity, I think, to be able to practice a little forgiveness for yourself. I know there have been words that you spoke about other people that hurt them, or perhaps actions that you did that hurt them. But most importantly, you are hurting yourself, right? But the good news is, if you're watching this, it might be you, or it might be someone in your family or a friend of yours is struggling. And I do hope that they get to watch this video. I do hope that they get to be encouraged and inspired somehow. The good news that I'd like to share is there's hope. And all it takes is you being aware of the thoughts that you're thinking, the emotions that are going through inside of your body that you're feeling on a day-to-day basis, and the actions that you're taking. Meaning, if you still view your life as the person from the past, then you're never going to be able to get forward or to move forward, because you keep seeing yourself as the loser, as the weakling, as the victim. It's not going to work for you anymore. But to be able to speak differently and see yourself differently, Einstein said this, like, the most important question you can ask yourself, is this a friendly universe? And I would say this, the most important question you can ask yourself, is this a friendly space that's in between my ears? Like, how am I thinking, like the thoughts that I'm thinking about myself and my life, is it friendly, or is it hostile to myself? Is it keeping me down? Is it keeping me discouraged? Am I kicking myself, like I can see myself on the floor, beaten and defeated, and I'm still kicking myself and shaming myself and blaming myself? But you now that you're watching this video, I guess you can see how self-destructive we are in so many ways. So what do we do now? I would say, first of all, to be able to understand that there's room and space for you to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not having been a better woman or a better man, a better husband, a better wife, a better child, a better father, a better sister. It doesn't matter what the you know, what it was that you had to forgive yourself for, or you want to forgive yourself for. The important thing is to know that you're not stuck, that there's hope for you to be able to move forward. Once you get into the process of forgiving, the next step would be to watch again the thoughts that are popping in your head and the words that you're saying and the actions that you're taking. Meaning, you've got to start looking for new evidence that you're just behaving differently, that you're speaking more kindly, that there's more peace, that you're maybe it's a goal that you're working towards, more peace, more joy, more love. But it's got to be evident, and you can't get there if you keep referring to the past, if you keep looking behind you. I mean, that was said, right? One thing I do is forgetting what is behind and striving or straining towards the goal for which I was called. I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. You have to be able to understand that your past does not define who you are, but you can change your story. So what's my story? My story is of a man, of a human being who made mistakes in the past, who hurt himself and other people, and who started making new choices in life, who started seeing himself differently, right? You're gonna have a lot of people seeing you like they say, oh, it's still the loser, it's still the weakling, it's still the person who failed in his marriage, in his life, in his business. But the important thing is not what other people say or what other people think they see in you. What's important is how you see yourself, how you're feeling inside of you. So this has been like my battle cry, like every single day, letting people know you have a choice as to how you want to see yourself and how to view your life. If you keep seeing yourself as a victim, then you're going to stay stuck as a victim. You're always going to feel powerless. That's why we share this over and over again. You're 100% responsible to be able to create that change in your life. I know it's difficult because all, you know, your subconscious programmings, meaning these are the things that you're not even aware of, could be pulling you down and keeping you stuck. They're always going to be popping up for you. They still do for me. But the important thing is this. Today, as you're watching this, like, who is it that you could probably pinpoint and say, this is a person that I admire. This is a person that I want to follow. This is a person that I'd like to emulate and become. And you start looking at the qualities that that person has. Maybe it's courage. Maybe it's humor. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it's commitment. Maybe you can see power. Maybe it's abundance, right? And you start following them and start seeing, like, if I could start thinking and behaving like them, because all you have to do is really just read biographies and stories of people who have gone through, of people who are successful, and you're gonna see they went through a lot of challenges. Some of them it was physical abuse, some of them it was sexual abuse. There's always gonna be some form of adversity or hurdle that they had to go through in their past, and they just made different choices. They just started seeing themselves differently, and it was those small choices that sort of like differentiated them from people who just gave up and stayed stuck in their lives. So it's my hope as you're watching this video that today you're aware that you don't have to stay a victim, that there is hope in forgiveness of yourself, and there's a chance for you to be able to move forward as long as you're catching those words that are not helping you anymore, those words of that are not kind, that are not empowering for you. Time to let them go and start speaking more words of empowerment, to start sort of like meditating on thoughts that are more uplifting and empowering for you, and also to see what action is changing for you every single day. If you like this video, please remember to share and subscribe to this video. And I hope to see you guys again soon on my next videos here on my channel. God bless, and I'll see you soon.